Trump derangement syndrome reached a new low last week, as Jewish leftists in America and Britain waged a brutal assault against Lord Jonathan Sacks, the former chief rabbi of Britain. It isn't only President Donald Trump that the resistance seeks to destroy. And their bloodlust isn't limited to those who work for him, or even to his voters. If you so much as help the administration achieve a goal that you believe in, for the resistance, you are a criminal. Sacks served as Britain's chief rabbi from 1991 through 2013. He is arguably the most widely respected Jewish religious leader in the English-speaking world. So long as the Trump administration failed to renounce this view, it remained America's position. But last Monday, in his speech before the Knesset, Pence relegated Obama's intellectual legacy on the Middle East to the dustbin of history. In elegant prose rich in quotes from the scriptures, Pence transported his audience through space and time over thousands of years and 3 continents. He disavowed Obama's perception of Israel as a colonial outpost born of Holocaust guilt. Instead, Pence restored Israel and America to their rightful positions in human history as the bearers of the torch of freedom. Pence said, "We stand with Israel because we believe in right over wrong, in good over evil, and in liberty over tyranny. We stand with Israel because that's what Americans have always done, and so has it been since my country's earliest days." He continued, "In the story of the Jews, we've always seen the story of America. It is the story of an exodus, a journey from persecution to freedom, a story that shows the power of faith in the promise of hope." Far from being regrettable but understandable byproducts of the Holocaust, as Obama alleged, Pence demonstrated that Zionism and the State of Israel are the natural consequences of the millennial attachment of the Jews to the land of their forefathers. But alas, we are not living in normal times. We are living at a time where the left deems anyone who treats the Trump administration as legitimate as an enemy of the people. We live in times when Jews on the left are unable to distinguish friend from foe, or discern their own interests. The leftist Jewish media flew into a rage when Sacks' role in drafting Pence's speech was reported. By helping Pence, Beitia Ungar Sargon at the far left Jewish forge raged, Sacks empowered Pence's faith, which she abhors. Pence believes God has a plan, not just for him but also for everyone, especially if he agrees with his numerous co-religionist white evangelicals who believe that we are living in the end times. At London's liberal Jewish Chronicle, the writers are beside themselves. Referring to Pence as loathsome, Marcus Dis wrote, "What on earth is Jonathan Sacks, the erudite, polite, shy Englishman doing getting involved with the homophobic, extreme Christian campaigner against women's rights who is currently serving as Vice President of the United States?" Just as Trump's tax cuts brought immediate benefits to the U.S. economy, so his decision to make truth, rather than jihadist propaganda, the basis of his Middle East policy is already paying dividends. After 8 years in which Obama wouldn't say a bad word about jihad but had no end of bad words for America and its allies, less than a week after Pence ground to dust Obama's ideological legacy in the Middle East, the impact was already being felt. The Muslim World League served for decades as one of the largest disseminators of jihadist doctrine worldwide. Ahead of International Holocaust Remembrance Day on January 27, the leader of the Muslim World League published a letter condemning the Holocaust and Holocaust denial. Sheikh Mohammed Al-Isi called the Holocaust an incident that shook humanity to the core and created an event whose horrors could not be denied or underrated by any fair-minded or peace-loving person. True Islam, he added, is against these crimes. As for their liberal Jewish detractors, the longer they are moved by their hatreds rather than their reason, the more irrelevant they will become as the world moves on, freed from the moral and cognitive shackles of Obama's intellectual legacy.